What's up, guys? This is Grillastix, back at you with another video. I've had a lot of requests, believe it or not, for a Stam Sorc build that I've been running. People that pop in my stream in and out, or people that I run with. They see how viable it is, they see how much damage I can pull, and they like how I can be on the front line, fucking shit up, and still be alive. So, I'm going to give you guys this build. Like I said, it's been highly requested, so here we go. We'll do the gear first. As far as the gear, I'm not running any high-end stuff right now. This is in particular for Lobby, levels 1 through 50. This is a build anybody can pull off. I think by about level 30 to 35 is when I had all my abilities that I needed. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm running Night Silence, 3 pieces with the maul. I run a maul because of the armor pin, thanks to the, let's see here, thanks to the two-handed passives right here. It ignores physical resist of targets, so especially for people in heavy armor or Templars, those Templars that everybody loves, spamming their Breath of Life. It's going to help you out with that. So, that's our primary DPS, okay? I've got a hammer and a dagger of Night Silence. I wanted a little bit of extra crit, as well as some armor pin on my dual wield bar, which we'll get more into why here in a minute. As far as the armor set goes, I'm running 5-piece Hunting's Rage. I don't have enough mats to make all this fancy stuff, and it's Lobby, so I'm not worried about it right now. And then jewelry, I've got reduced feat cost on all my jewelry, 2 robust and a healthy. It puts me right at, I believe, 21k health, and I've got almost 30k stam. Okay, so that's that. We can get to the ability bar here. So your primary DPS bar, again, with the two-hander, the maul. I did take the Stampede morph of crit charge. This is because of the snare. Reduces enemy's movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. You can run into, and you will, people that use shuffle, which is another ability we'll get to here in a minute, that will remove that snare and make them immune for extra time. However, this is your gap closer. It's always going to be a crit. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but again, it's just the gap closer, and the snare will help you out, especially to land our next ability here, which is Wrecking Blow. Mine right now, unbuffed, hits for a little over 8k. It will knock them back 4 meters and stun them for almost 4 seconds. It also increases the damage of your next attack by 20%. This is your bread and butter ability here. Yes, it's spammable. Yes, people complain about it. However, it's about the only thing that Stam Sorcs have in their disposal. So, that's that. Executioner, it's the execute, obviously. Your two-handed abilities will deal almost 20% extra damage to anyone low health, so that helps greatly just for having it on your bar, whether you're using it or not. It does about 3k damage and 300% more, so up to 9k against enemies with lower than 50% health. So it can hit almost as hard as a Wrecking Blow, unbuffed, when you get an enemy low. Okay, our next ability here, helps for movement. It's also a CC stun, as well as a small DPS, not much at all. Streak, everybody knows it. They either love it or they hate it. It is what it is. This is what you'll use, say you stampede into a fight, you Wrecking Blow again, you're doing some stuff, he starts to CC you. So you'll cast your shuffle, streak through him, stun. He's down. You turn right back around, stampede again, get back to work. It just helps you stay alive and in the fight, keeps you moving, and they have to spend more time looking around trying to figure out where you went. Next ability here, Resolving Vigor. This is your self-heal, and it's very powerful. I think on a crit I can heal for about 11k. It does it over 5 seconds, so it is a heal over time. It's not instant like Breath of Life. However, it is very helpful. And once you get this ability, it's at Assault Rank 4, or 5, I'm sorry, excuse me, 5. Once you get this ability, the survivability of the Stam Sorc increases greatly. Until then, you really have to rely on your Stampede or Crit Rush I'd probably take Crit Rush Morph until you get Vigor, and then go with the Stampede, because you're going to need the extra damage. Alright, so our ult in the primary bar is Werewolf. Now, why Werewolf? When you change into the form, you get a Fear. Just for having it on your bar, you get 15% stam regen. You also gain 10k spell and physical resist whenever you transform. And you have a bleed dot that has increasing damage, because I took the Berserker Morph instead of Alpha Wolf. I mean, there's really not much more you can say about it. I mean, and then too, if you go and you look at the Werewolf bar here, if you buff up before you go in with your Bound Storm, your Boundless Storm, your Crit Surge, pop a Vigor, you know, then go into your Werewolf, I mean, you're hitting hard. You've got a Gap Closer here, Pounce, it's a stun. I don't have anything morphed yet, so I'm working on it. Hircine's Bounty, that's the heal everybody hates when they fight a Werewolf. Roar, you can end up morphing this. This is a Fear off the bat, but you can morph it into a knockdown, like a Wrecking Blow. I'm sorry, I just got that so wrong. It's about like a Mass Hysteria, okay? Piercing Howl, this is the knockdown like a Wrecking Blow, excuse me, and my negligence with the Werewolf, but Infectious Claws, it does another disease dot, and you can morph it into Claws of Life. It's you see with a lot of very popular Werewolf players, and it will heal you over time. And it's got its own passives, own abilities. I mean, look at this, increasing weapon damage just for 1 skill point by 10%. So, you know, I mean, you can do some serious damage if you buff up and go into a Werewolf. You know, I'd use it if you're in a oh shit moment, need to burn somebody down real quick and then move on. I wouldn't stay in it. You will get hit by a Dawnbreaker. Okay, so that's that. And bar 2 is going to be your AoE buff bar utility. I am running Suppression Field for the ult on this bar. This is just until I get Meteor. I'm close. I just haven't unlocked the AD area yet for Vet, so I can't go in and get the rest of the books that I need. Okay, Suppression Field is a stun. It also reduces damage that you take and increases your spell penetration by about 20% while you're inside. Okay, no Templar, no Sorc, no Magicka DK. Nothing can cast anything against you when they're in there with you. So if you're running through, say you've got line of sight underneath a bridge, you've got line of sight in a say lumber mill tower. Pop in the door, you guys drop Suppression Field. Just about everybody on that lower level of the room, when you first go in that's waiting on you, is not going to be able to cast anything against you and your team. Crit Surge, you guys have heard me talking about it. This gives you your Major Brutality buff that increases your weapon damage by 20% for 33 seconds. You need to keep this up at all times. It will also heal you for 60% of the damage done when you critically strike somebody. Okay, dots do not apply, so your Caltrops, your say you were running Rending Slashes, any of that kind of stuff, it does not count. It will not heal you. So that's your buff. You need to keep that up at all times. Like I said, Streak, we've already talked about that. I've got that double bar for right now until I get Caltrops. And you will morph Caltrops to Razor Caltrops. And that will be for, say you're fighting a big group, you need them to slow down so you can get around the battlefield. You're fighting a Nightblade, you want them out of stealth. That's what Caltrops is for. And you'll morph it again to Razor Caltrops. Okay? And that's what I'll replace on this bar whenever I get it. Boundless Storm, I took the Magicka Morph because I needed a Magicka dump. I don't want to, keep having to cast this over and over, the Stamina Morph, and all I use it for is the speed. It does, however, give you a pretty large amount of physical and spell resist. And like I said, the speed for about 8 seconds. It's got a small dot. It can pull Nightblades out of stealth. It does help when you're right on top of them. You're stampeding and trying to wreck and blow, and it will keep pulling them out of stealth, even if they spam Cloak. Shuffle, you heard me mention this. This will increase your dodge chance by 20% for 22 seconds. It also grants immunity to snares and CCs. It increases the immunity duration, okay, for each piece of medium armor. Now this, so you get stampeded and you're slowed. You can pop a Shuffle, it'll be gone. You get, you wreck and blow, you CC break, and you want to pop a Shuffle, he can't knock you back down for an extended duration. It's very helpful for survivability and keeping your stamina sustain in check. Okay, Steel Tornado is another AoE ability. This will pull Nightblades out of stealth as well, which is primarily what I use it for, unless I'm inside of a keep on a flag. You know, we need some execute DPS. It does work as an AoE execute. It hits for almost 3k damage. When I buff up, I believe it's almost 4. So it hits pretty hard for an AoE. It's low cost. It's got a big AoE radius, 12 meters, and it does 100% bonus damage to any wounded target, which is below 50% based on their remaining health. So your chance of damage increases the lower their health is. Okay, so that's my bars, all right, and the gear. So we can get into my champion points right now. Let's see here. In the thief trees, I've got 25 in the warlord on the tower. This will reduce your stamina cost of spells and abilities. Okay, very helpful. I've got 31 in the moon calf, increasing my stamina recovery because I am an orc. I don't have a passive for that. You could also go red guard and take some more out of this and put it in the warlord. Your choice, you know, it's whatever you prefer. I have nothing in the shadow tree here. Okay. Again, on the mage trees, nothing in the apprentice. I've got nothing into the Atronach, which I might go back and put some into heavy weapon expert, because I do light weave in between me wrecking, blowing, and executing and that kind of thing, and it will increase your DPS greatly, believe it or not. Precise strikes, I have 15 into, so about 7% extra damage and healing from weapon criticals. Remember that crit surge, you heal off of your crits, so you're getting extra damage and a bigger heal. Piercing, I have armor ignore. I could put some more points into here. However, because I'm in orc and I get the 4% damage increase passive, I went heavily into mighty. Whenever I get some more champion points, I'll rework it again and get it going. But I have an 11% physical damage increase, and that's anything physical. That's melee, that's bows, that's your AoE dual wield, that's your razor caltrops. This affects all of that. Okay. On the warrior trees, on the steed, I have medium armor focus, giving me a little bit of an armor buff for wearing medium armor, because I do wear all pieces medium, 7. Okay. In the lady tree, I have hardy, elemental defender, and thick skin, 12 in each. I try and keep it a little bit even, reducing my dot and elemental resist, increasing my resist. This does help out, especially in PvP. I might change it up for PvE here down the road. I have nothing in the lord tree right now. However, you could dump some if you wanted into quick recovery. Reason being, your crit surge, your vigor, your any of that is going to increase the healing done to you if you have some points into quick recovery. Okay, so that's champion points. Now, as far as your skill trees here, see there what I have into my passives on my two-handed. Forceful I don't find useful, so I don't waste the skill points. If you like min-max, go for it. I don't find it usable. I do not use momentum. If you're a lower level, you don't have vigor, and you want a dot heal, go ahead and grab yourself momentum. Go for it. Alright. Dual wield, I am working on it. I will get all these other passives as soon as I unlock Twin Blade and Blunt. This passive here alone will increase my DPS quite a bit on this bar. And then when I put some into these abilities here, it'll help me out if I'm Steel Tornado spamming a Nightblade per se that's running away. Okay. I do not use anything else right now. This is primarily focused around PvP. Medium armor, like I said, I go all 7 pieces. So I've got about another 22% crit bonus. Okay. I've got 28% extra stam recovery, 21% reduced cost. Just for having medium, 35% reduced detection area, and 49% cost reduction of sneak. I've also got 12% weapon damage increase, very helpful. I mean, it's a must-have. I don't see, if you don't pick that, there's something going on. 28% reduced cost of dodge roll. Okay, very helpful. Again, like I said, werewolf. There's that. My Fighters Guild and Mages Guild I'm working on. I can update this build down the road here. Like I said, level 5, you'll get your Vigor. It'll morph. You want to morph it into Resolving Vigor.